NobleProfit is about bridging the gap between the concept of doing good for the planet and making money. There seems to be a disconnect between this, between people believing that it's possible for us to do things in harmony with the earth and to essentially also honor our ability to make a living, that these things can cost more, when in reality, through innovation and through these new discoveries and through the power of each individual to decide where they spend their money, we have tremendous power to shift our economy and to shift the way that we do business on this planet.
We today are standing in the world at a T-crossing. There are three ways we can go. But we actually have to go into the three routes at the same time. We are facing the financial crisis, which is an enormous problem directly. We are facing depletion of hydrocarbons. Whatever is going to happen in 30 years from now, cheap oil is over, and then we are facing the environmental problem. If I go into the route of the financial world, it will have impact on the two other routes that I could take. So we need to look for a solution where we bring these things together. That is where the VC comes in. The world today cannot just have innovation, that's what we push, as a nice to have. Leave that to the Facebooks. This is a really serious industry. This is the largest industry in the world. Zuckerberg may have said a few million is not cool, a few billion is cool. In clean energy, you're talking about a few trillion is cool. What I see today is that many VCs are a little bit dabbling. They're comfortable in the IT space and do IT-related stuff in the clean tech space. What we should be looking for is really the things that can break through longer term. So why don't we look for nuclear fusion? Clean nuclear. Nuclear with not much more radiation than the average academic hospital. That would be really the amazing future dream that could solve all our problems. But there are other things. Why don't we look, for example, into wastewater for everything what is happening currently in the traditional hydrocarbon exploration? If we could solve the wastewater problem, not only can we make a much bigger profit than in many of the little smart grid in-house meter companies, but we will, from an environmental point of view, do the world a much bigger favor.
In terms of making profit and also doing good, is what we call our sustainable material strategy. So when we think about all the material that goes into our vehicles, we have a lot of metals, but we also have a lot of plastics and other components that go into our vehicles. Well, something that we're really focusing on is how do we, as we talk about our vehicles having less of an impact on the planet, we can't continue as a society to just continue to draw the natural resources from the planet because there's not enough planets to go around. So instead, we either need to be using less of those resources, or better yet, can we take waste that would be going to the landfill and actually use that material for our products? And we actually, through innovation, are doing a lot of that. So a great example, there's a company in South Carolina or North Carolina that basically gathers carpets, old carpets from convention halls and just carpets that were going to be going to landfill. We've actually partnered with that company. We take that carpeting that would be going to the landfill and we actually make engine components out of that carpeting. We've partnered with some denim suppliers that would be throwing away blue jeans, and we actually take those blue jeans, chop it up, and we actually use it on the backing of our carpeting in our vehicle to actually prevent noise from coming in from the outside and make the carpet actually more plush. So, a couple of examples around, let's take waste streams that would be going to landfill, take that from the landfill or before it gets to the landfill, and let's make our parts out of that material, and it will be obviously nicer for the planet, and we actually make a lot of money doing it. So just love where we're going in that innovation direction.
Well, SAP actually looks at sustainability through three lenses. So first we have our products and solutions that help our customers drive innovation so that they can be better run businesses in turn profitable and sustainable. We also make sure that our operations itself is sustainable, so we're continually transforming our organization to employ more sustainable practices. But what's exciting about SAP is because we also have that opportunity, and we have done quite a bit of work in the area of social innovation, where we use our technology to really drive economic opportunity for all and education for people who are in the underserved areas. So we do see sustainability as our purpose, and therefore we put our investments and resources into making sure that we can realize that purpose. And I think what's wonderful about SAP is that we're really using our brand, which is our technology and our capabilities, to drive a lot of the initiatives that we set forth, which, like I mentioned, is on the operations side, in the product development side, and also building those technologies that will help communities become better run communities. If you think about it, SAP at the heart of it, we've always been doing sustainable business. And if what we're doing right now is just being more explicit and actually using what other things can help business run better. Like, for example, we do have a solution that helps manage supply chains. It's not a new solution. We've always had that. If you didn't have a way to be transparent, to measure your performance, be able to manage all your risk, you can't really operate. And that's efficiency, and that's actually running sustainably. So by using our software, we're able to manage all of those risks and help take out toxicity out of their products, and therefore we're able to enable 800 million consumers live more healthier and safer lives. So by creating solutions and products that are actually helpful for businesses to run and become better, obviously that contributes to the bottom line. So the more that we can create these credible products, then customers keep coming back. You actually build brand loyalty, which in turn is profits for us.
One of the major sources of income for women in Ghana is the harvesting of shea nuts, which make their way downstream into hand creams, for example. So the goal of the Shea Nut Project is actually to increase the income of the women. One of the problems is, or one of the challenges that these women have, is that there's a big, long supply chain. So they harvest the nuts, but it takes a lot of middlemen to be able to get this product downstream, and the women were not seeing that much of the revenue. So what SAP has helped do is provide a technology platform to minimize those middlemen and to get them more directly in touch with the folks that can use the shea nuts. The social side of sustainability is an important aspect, and it's something that SAP is willing to invest time and money in helping the underprivileged of this world. As a leading company, we feel like we have a responsibility to give back to areas of the world that need help. One set of our sustainability solutions targets the product life cycle. And what it does is it helps companies with their entire product life cycle, from design through procurement, manufacturing, and end of life. And it helps them do that in a compliant and safe manner, which down the road helps consumers make sure that they have products that are safe and that are handled in a safe way. Our product safety and stewardship solutions help 800 million consumers live healthier, safer lives.
There's a couple 100 million cars on the planet, combustion engines. How do we go ahead and do the bridge to these new technologies? It's not just electric cars, but there is some energy storage or batteries involved here. We can bring in electric cars, but it's going to take a good 20, 40 years to really kind of shift out that fleet. Not going to throw it away if it's still working. So what the water electrolysis does is, using batteries and a water electrolysis unit, you can use the electricity from the batteries to split water and make oxygen and hydrogen. That's a fuel. You can put that into your intake manifold. Instead of putting gasoline and air in, you're putting oxygen and hydrogen from the water. So we basically do the combustion reaction. So you still have your combustion reaction, you still have your vroom car, but we've now kind of just modified it. We can do this with every car. But that's what we're here for. This is this concept of 10x. How can we shift the equation for energy a factor of 10? Or is it the lifetime that we need a factor of 10? Is it the capacity that we need a factor of 10? Or is it the perceived value? And really, we're just kind of bringing this question to the table now, because people now have been developing new technologies. There's kind of like a resurgence and a renaissance in energy. And energy is different from power. Power is instantaneous, but energy is power for a duration of time.
So what we do right now is the here and now. But I think what's important is that we also invest in the future, and that means investing in the kids, investing in education, because obviously we can't do this alone. We need to really equip them with the tools and the knowledge and the inspiration so that they can rise up to the challenge, because this fight is just the beginning. And again, to inspire them, you need to be able to be role models. So what I ask is that now we demonstrate what can be done and continue to inspire them. And it's all about also really making them the leaders who are going to respect and protect life, which is basic to everyone. And I think that's where we need to put also our energies in, and not forget that it's just not about being profitable, but also being able to give back.